Every time you get into a vehicle, whether as a driver or passenger, or as a rider or pillion passenger on a motorbike, or as a matatu tout or bus conductor, the courtroom and jail are just one traffic offence away. This Tuesday, it was the turn of these men and women to face their day at the Milimani Law Courts. And as they found out the hard way, you don't have to be a hardcore criminal to end up in handcuffs. Just flout simple traffic regulations like not fastening seat belts or overlapping, and you could end up shackled as you await justice. One by one, they left the basement cells. The men handcuffed in pairs and the women their hands free but still in tow, straight to the Milimani Traffic Court, or Court Number 9 as it is known. One by one they sat down, their fate separated by their charges, their experience one united by their joint shackles. And all arose as Senior Principal Magistrate Enoch Chirchir Cherono walked in to decide their fate, and the charges were read out. It is an open secret that many matatu and bus passengers do not wear safety belts and somewhat get away with it. But for those arrested today, reality dawned as those charges were read out. And fines imposed.
You are fined 100 shillings and for 7 days imprisonment. Right of appeal 14 days.
One by one, they pleaded guilty. Some, like this border rider, tried to argue their case. He insisted that he had given his passenger a helmet which the passenger refused to use. The verdict had lessons for him. Some matatu conductors sought the court's mercy, insisting that companies they worked for expected all 33 seats in the matatu to be occupied by passengers, leaving them no choice but to give up their seat to paying passengers. Most cases saw suspects fined an average of 10,000 shillings for offences such as obstruction, changing lanes, not displaying their PSV license, and not being in proper uniform. There were light moments too, such as when this bemused man reminded court officials that he was not a matatu driver.
Is it true or false?
At a bus stop?
Yes.
I don't have a bus.
Only to be charged later with using a mobile phone while driving and fined 10,000 shillings. Mobile phones also got others in trouble too. Most of the cases, it appeared, were light traffic offences, but for this man, Stephen Alubaka Kutswa, he was charged with hitting and seriously injuring Elizabeth Okinyi and Pascal Odhiambo on the 10th of September this year, while driving Angumo route Nissan Matatu along Haile Selassie Avenue. After pleading guilty came the verdict that will keep him off the steering wheel for years.
The offence is one of the major causes of accidents in our Kenyan roads. The accused person is fined 100,000 shillings in default 24 months imprisonment. In addition, the accused person is barred from driving motor vehicles for a period of 3 years from today.
Barred for 3 years from driving again, Kutswa walked back to court officials crestfallen, digesting the hard lessons delivered as his driving license was confiscated and plans for his being moved to a GK prison began. If he pays the fine, he will leave jail, but for 3 years the steering wheel remains out of bounds for him. The traffic offenders started collecting their personal belongings, such as mobile phones, as they prepared to pay their fines. Those who paid their fines were relieved to see the handcuffs removed, their freedom restored. Many admitted they had learned hard lessons. Abdi Osman, Citizen Live at 9.